Hey guys, Vick here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this, the Minikin V2 from Asmodus, following on from the Minikin 1.5, which looked like this. They have now gone from this to this, a completely different shape, and it is now touchscreen. It is a touchscreen mod. So it's touchscreen, it's 180 watts, it has the ability to do temperature control, TCR, TFR, TCF, sorry, it has curve mode, which we'll talk about down low, ability to just adjust your vape on screen to whatever settings you exactly want, and it's got all that good stuff, dual series batteries, and all that, and it's touchscreen, that's its big thing. So what do you need to know? What else do you need to know? I have the black one in a rubberized finish, but they're going to be available in a range of colours. It seems to be retailing in the UK around £75, so it'll probably be about $90 in America, something like that, I think. Yeah, let's go down low so we can get a proper look at this. Then we'll come back up top for some more information, some pros and some cons, and all that stuff. See you in a sec. Okay guys, here we are up close with the Minikin V2. This is the packaging. It does have that scratch and sniff thing if you are worried about the authenticity of yours. This is the packaging. Underneath here, underneath the mod, you just get a manual and a charging cable. I don't think this is going to be a mod that is firmware upgradable. I don't think there are any planned updates. There certainly haven't been any yet, so you think there would have been by now if they were going to do some. So this is the mod. Big old fire button here, charging cable here, and then obviously you've just got your touch screen, no other buttons. You've got your spring-loaded 510 there, a little bit of venting at the bottom, nice little engraving-y sort of indentational Asmodus logo there. So that all looks really nice. I should say it's this sort of rubberized Vapor Shark feel. The 1.5 was the same as well. And then it's this shape that's very popular now, this RX2 shape. You know, there's the Battlestar that's this shape as well, and all these mods. So if we peel this off here, little gap here, we've got our battery door there. Samsung 25Rs in here. They are my recommended battery. The door is absolutely rock solid, no play at all in the door. Brilliant door. And then we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will turn itself on as modus. And then you've got your screen, you've got your 2 power bars there for each individual cell. You've got your ohms, your voltage, your wattage. What's that? You've got a puff counter and puff timer, and then you can see I am in power mode. Let's attach an atomizer. One really nice thing about this mod is it's got a really wide top section, so big tanks look good on here too. This is a very big tank and it is still looking nice and flush and lovely. This is the Freemax Star Pure. So we've now got an atomizer attached, and of course this is a touch screen, so 5 clicks off, but other than that everything else that you do is on screen. So you swipe down to unlock, and then you can adjust your power. If you swipe down and press whoop, this is a thing, it's not always 100% responsive, so if you swipe down like that you will get into this bit here, the full menu. You can check your resistance there if you just want to double check it if you've got a problem there. You can go into mode. Now this has power, coil, TCR, TFR, as you can see, and if we go coil, you can choose these settings here. We'll return from there. You've got TCR, TFR, don't know what the deal is with that. Seems to be some form of temp mode, but I'm not sure. So you can see that it doesn't do it every single time. But we'll go back into, if you click power, this is where you can choose between your power mode or your curve mode. Now your curve mode is the ability to change your vape like half second by half second. So if you want this particular vape to ramp up quicker, you can just add extra power in that window. So you can add your power here, add a bit more power here, and you can go all through like that and customize your vape. And then you'll see, if you stay in there, it's called curve mode, and you can vape it in curve mode, which is very interesting indeed. If we scroll it down again, you can see from this video that it doesn't work every single time, this touch screen, but it is very responsive and it is very good. So we'll go back to power mode and put normal power in. If we go to setup, you can mess around with your actual settings here. So you can do that to change your puff limit. And it's also got screen brightness and all that kind of stuff. So your basic settings there. And that is how you operate this beast of a mod. This is how it looks with the tank on. Very nice size for its power, 180 watts. But we'll go back up top and we'll talk about it some more. Okay guys, that was the Minikin V2 up close. Really nice mod, really nice looking, you know, you saw it up close there, really nice looking mod, feature packed mod, you know, TCR, it's got the curve power option, it's got all the types of wire that you'd wish to have for TC, it's got all that stuff going on, and it is touchscreen. Now, talking about the touchscreen, obviously the big question is how responsive it is in day-to-day use. It is pretty responsive, you know, it seems to work most of the time. As you saw up close, occasionally, alright, I was upside down and I was doing it on camera, and that's how these things go. But as you saw up close, occasionally it doesn't respond, but it's just not a problem. You just go swipe down again and press, try it again, and it'll, you know, pretty much every time work second time. And it usually works first time, so I would say it is pretty responsive, very responsive. One question mark will be how it is over time. You know, when it gets steamed up, it gets warm, it gets the heat of your hand on it up for a long time, juice on it one day perhaps, you might spill some on it. I don't know how long it'll stand up to that kind of stuff, but as it stands right now, it seems absolutely fine, and I'm sure it's been road tested for longevity as well. So it seems absolutely cracking. So I would say that in terms of a touchscreen, it is a success as a touchscreen. You know, that first generation of touchscreens were terrible. This is far more responsive than that, which is good, very good indeed. In terms of how the features perform, the curve thing works perfectly. No issues with that curve thing at all. If that's how you like it, if you like to adjust your vapes, then yeah, you're going to be able to do that no problem on here on screen as well. Tiny bit fiddly, but that's what you expect on screen really, because you have to set each wattage for each, you know, each half second. So, but once you've done it, and you can play around with it, and it's good fun. So that is good. In terms of temperature control, it seems to work really nicely in temperature control. The Minikin 1.5 I didn't feel did work that well in TC. This one does seem to be hitting its straps in TC. I've mainly tested it in stainless steel mode, but I've had a little go with an atomizer with nickel as well, and they both seem to be working correctly. You know, it warns you when it gets too dry, and you can feel it drop off if you absolutely blast it. So it does seem to be working in TC very, very well indeed. So feature packed, and all the features seem to do good. Another thing I've noticed on this, actually I'll just get into my only single negative for this, my very one negative. You know, looks will be subjective and all that stuff, and if you want touch screen, that'll all be subjective and stuff, but I guess the only slight negative would be the touchscreen nature of this. You know, the fact that occasionally you have to press it a couple of times to get it to go. That's the only negative I can level at this. Genuinely feel like if you like the look of this, you will enjoy using it. So it will be down to you. The other thing I would say is I've not seen any information about a firmware upgrade. So they have advertised this as a firmware upgradable mod, and so I'm sure it is, and I'm sure that Asmodus, if they feel they need to, will release an upgrade. But they've advertised it as a firmware upgradable mod. I haven't seen a single firmware upgrade, and this is the early days of the mod. I would expect it to have one. I would expect there to have been one, so I'm sure there'll be one coming. It is advertised as a firmware upgradable, but I've not seen any information about how to do that or any actual updates and what those updates have fixed, improved, etc. So a bit in the dark at the point of filming this as to what the situation is with updates, but technically it is a firmware upgradable mod, but I haven't done an upgrade and I don't know anything about them. In terms of positives, I think it's really nice. I think it's really well made. No problems with the door, no problems with the 510. Really nice finish on it. Don't know how well it'll hold up over time, this finish, but it's been absolutely solid for me. No problems there. I really like the shape, the feel, the size. If I compare it to the Touchy, which I always come back to the Touchy because this was like Gen 1 high power mods, so this is like Gen 2 high power mods. Way shorter and narrower. They've really done a great job of packing the board in with the 2 batteries, and it does make for a really small dinky mod. Really like the size of this, you know. So that's great, really good indeed. Power output seems great, seems to be on the money, on the mark. Matches my DNAs, you know, 60 watts on this feels like 60 watts on there. Don't have an oscilloscope, but that's what I do know. Yeah, so that's been absolutely fine. No problems with the board, to be honest, at all in any respect. So that's been great. I really like that big tanks fit on it flushly without any sort of overhang. I really like that. So this is a big old tank, this Freemax Star Pure, and it fits absolutely fine. No problem at all there. So really nice fire button. Really nice fire button as well. Easy to read screen. It's usually very responsive. I'm very happy with this mod. I think it's very good. I don't think anyone will buy this and be upset with any single thing. I would say that. Another nice thing I've noticed, and I don't know why, I have no signs to back this up at all, the battery life seems really solid on this. I think it's one of the best battery life experiences I've had of a dual series regulated mod. Genuinely really great battery life. I don't know why, but it's just something I've noticed. But overall I think it's a cracking mod, really good mod, really good mod indeed. I think you will be happy if you get this. It's been absolutely rock solid for me. Really enjoying it, no major qualms. Top job, Asmodus. I was a fan of the 1.5, had its flaws. This one seems to have fixed all those flaws, come up with a new shape, new style, and is knocking it out of the park. So yeah, big thumbs up for me for this mod. Might be worth going and checking out some more reviews if you're still thinking about getting it. Maybe someone that's gone more in depth with the power outputs and the TC outputs and all that sort of stuff. But I genuinely don't think there'll be many people listing many negatives for this mod. I really like it. I think it's really good. I've been Vick, and I'll see you again soon.